War has always tested the limits of human endurance, courage, and the unpredictable nature of technology and strategy on the battlefield. From the deafening roar of artillery to the silent, creeping dread of ambushes, extreme moments of war are rarely captured in textbooks, yet they define the experiences of those who live through them. Consider the battles of World War II, where urban combat in cities like Stalingrad or Berlin turned streets into death traps, forcing soldiers to fight house by house, often at terrifying close range. Reports and first-hand accounts reveal that the sheer psychological pressure was as lethal as the bullets, with combatants facing not just enemy fire, but the constant uncertainty of survival, witnessing friends and strangers alike struck down in moments that seemed to freeze time. Moving to the Vietnam War, dense jungles and unpredictable guerrilla tactics created a scenario where soldiers could be struck within seconds, sometimes by landmines or sudden ambushes, leaving entire platoons disoriented and scrambling for survival. The extreme unpredictability of these encounters meant that training and preparation were constantly tested against raw human instinct, fear, and improvisation. More recent conflicts, such as the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, have shown how technology can both mitigate and exacerbate the intensity of combat. The advent of drones, precision-guided munitions, and modern armored vehicles has reduced some exposure for troops, yet the chaotic environment of urban insurgency and roadside improvised explosive devices, IEDs, continues to produce moments of acute danger and sudden devastation. Civilians, too, often find themselves entangled in these extreme moments, highlighting the indiscriminate nature of war. According to recent reports, entire neighborhoods can vanish in minutes, reshaping communities and creating waves of displacement that last generations. Beyond physical destruction, war leaves deep psychological scars. Soldiers describe a persistent tension, a heightened awareness that remains long after the battlefield has gone silent. This mental landscape is compounded by split-second decision-making under fire, where hesitation or a single error can mean death, not just for oneself, but for comrades and nearby civilians. Extreme moments also challenge conventional military doctrines. Take, for instance, the unexpected counterattacks during the Gulf War, where coalition forces had to adapt to lightning-fast armored maneuvers and unconventional tactics that defied standard planning. Experts say that such moments test not only individual bravery, but also command structures, communication systems, and the resilience of entire units under pressure. Historically, war has also magnified acts of heroism and tragedy, often in the same instant. Medal of Honor citations and contemporary reporting alike tell stories of soldiers risking everything to save lives, confront overwhelming odds, or hold critical positions against relentless attacks, highlighting the human capacity for extraordinary courage in the face of devastation. Yet, the stories are not solely about the soldiers. They're about the convergence of human skill, mechanical technology, and the unforgiving environment of combat. From the frozen fields of the Eastern Front to the sun-scorched deserts of the Middle East, extreme conditions, from blizzards to sandstorms, have turned already perilous moments into trials of endurance and resourcefulness. Military strategists note that these environmental extremes often dictate the pace and nature of engagements, forcing rapid adaptation that can mean the difference between survival and annihilation. Moreover, contemporary documentation, including video footage and satellite imagery, reveals a stark reality. Modern warfare magnifies destruction in ways previously unimaginable. The instantaneous spread of information, the use of high-yield explosives, and the targeting of infrastructure can transform cities and landscapes into ruins within hours. Despite advances in precision weaponry, the human cost of war remains immense. Civilians often bear the brunt, with reports from conflict zones indicating that hospitals, schools, and homes can become unintended battlegrounds, creating harrowing situations where escape and aid are limited. Such extreme moments also reshape history, politics, and societies long after the fighting stops. The psychological, economic, and cultural scars of war linger, influencing policy, collective memory, and the way future generations understand conflict. Some historians argue that understanding these moments is essential not only to honor the sacrifices of those involved, but also to learn lessons that might prevent future catastrophes. In all these scenarios, technology, strategy, human resilience, and sheer chance collide, producing moments that are unpredictable, devastating, and deeply instructive. And while the stories of war are often told in terms of victories and losses, it is these extreme moments, the instant decisions, the sudden attacks, the heroic stands, and tragic missteps that truly define the experience of conflict, reminding us of both the fragility and the courage of the human spirit. And that's something worth remembering when you next reflect on the immense costs behind headlines and history books, realizing that each statistic once represented a moment of extreme human confrontation, survival, and endurance.